A soccer game in the Netherlands goes up in smoke. The match between two Dutch teams canceled after fans set off fireworks and flares inside the stadium. The ref leading players off the pitch 5 minutes after kickoff on Sunday. When they tried to restart the game, well, fans set off even more fireworks.
Welcome back with another banger. Hit that like, sub it up, don't react, bounce. Hit that like, sub it up, don't react, bounce. Y'all feel me? Let's run it.
I always thought self-driving taxi services were pretty sketchy, and this video just confirmed I will not be riding one of these things for at least a few years until the technology gets better. This is a Waymo. It's a company that's already out. You can see it in a lot of major cities, and it's a self-driving taxi service, so like Uber or Lyft, but it's powered by AI technology, and it just drove its passenger right through a shootout in Los Angeles. Funniest part about this video is the suspect, while he's on handcuffs on the ground, is even staring at the car like, what the heck is this guy doing? Self-driving taxis will be the future of the rideshare industry. I mean, just take a look at Elon Musk. He's releasing the robo-taxis. They may already be released by now, but you're gonna see these in every major city eventually. I just hope that they think through all the problems, because clearly Waymo didn't, and this isn't the first suspicious video. I mean, just take a look at this one.
Alright, we're gonna swim, man.
I know, this is why you don't do fucking driverless vehicles. Look at this.
Yeah, I'm with him on that one. I will not be driving one of those self-driving taxis, ever. Shout out to You Won't Believe Me Official. That last one was pretty crazy. Could you imagine if it was a green light?
Well, at least that's a better fall to climb, but maybe just see if you'll relax and go down. Maybe if we just let him come down.
I think they found a capstone to the Pyramid of Giza, because look at this, y'all. What is this? This thing generates its own electricity when you put metal to it, like to the point that it's like it wants to cook it, y'all. You see what I'm saying? Look at that. The needle, the point of the needle catches fire almost, like, y'all see that? And then when you put paper next to it, it catches on fire as well too. Look at this. And then it's got the pharaoh's head over here. Y'all see that, y'all? This can pass for Aztec or Mayan type of technology as well too. And then the scorpion on the other side. Y'all see the way that's eating the paper? What is it doing to the paper? It's like shredding it. Y'all see that? It's almost like turning the paper into snow. It's literally like shredding the paper. And is it me, or does it look like this thing is levitating? Like there's no space in between. What type of technology is this, y'all? And yeah, obviously I'm not saying this is the capstone of the Pyramid of Giza, but come on, y'all. This thing looks like it belongs on top of something ancient, y'all. It looks like it's supposed to be powering something. The way it's pulling energy straight out of the ethers like this. What's on the back of it? What's the other symbol? But yeah, y'all see, have y'all ever seen anything like this before? But let me know down in the comments below, y'all. Wow, that's crazy. Let's get it. Peace in.
Like, imagine if this was just a way of life and every household back then had one of these. Shout out to Conscious Juice. Yeah, this is a remarkable discovery, and this is just a capstone. I feel like this holds the answers to a lot of ancient mysteries.
Oh, fuck.
Step by step, we'll be shaking them to the median. Copy. Truck still sliding. Get back in. On it.
I got another one right there.
If you can't repeat what they say, they're bald. A lot of y'all aren't gonna like this video because a lot of y'all have been fighting against this thought. I can't say shit she says. I realize that. You know how I know? Because I got guidelines behind the shit she says. But they can say it? What's an example? Go ahead. I dare you to make a post about Macron or Bridget right now. I dare you. I could post her video, but I can't say it. And there's a multitude of different topics I've heard the list of people I'm about to show you talk about, but I can't. I can say what they say verbatim. Like in community guidelines, I can't challenge things the way he does. I've tried. Community guideline. And I'm here to show you a bunch of faces that are the new news of content creation. They're no different than your ABC, NBC, CBS, and etc. You got Candace, you got Tucker. Believe it or not, you got Joe Rogan. Yeah, you do. I still watch their stuff, but I know what I'm watching. And one that makes the most sense is Ian Carroll, who's been with Joe Rogan, and Candace Owens, and I believe Tucker. But I digress. He's he looks or appears to be one of us, like a me or a you, started from the bottom, now we here, and never got banned off this app, but says he's about to get banned, but never gets banned. And let's just say I could be wrong. This is all speculation, but I'm just saying my spider senses are tingling because the multitude of topics I see them talk about. As a creator, because I get a different perspective than y'all, I cannot talk about. You tell me the reason behind that. I can't talk about certain lasers, anything that is speculation towards our government at all. I can't even repeat some of the shit these people say. But they can't. You make that make sense. And you know the answer. You know the answer. Stop fighting it. Because I'm done fighting it. Peace to God.
I agree. It's because we the new underground. Shout out to Toxic But True Reality. Shout out to Ian Carroll, Candace, Tucker, all of them guys. But Toxic is right. Try repeating some of the stuff they talk about. Yeah, we watch it. Once again, there's guidelines. So I totally feel where he's coming from. It's more like if they can talk about it, we all should be able to. I'm not going to say they're bought in everything. I'm just saying I understand where he's coming from.
La ilaha illallah. Wayu ummah habis. Tong. Allahu Akbar.
So a building goes up in flames in Hong Kong, but how is it tied to every major event? Let's get into it. Now, these high rises went up in flames in the Wang Fu Court district, where hundreds and hundreds of people died due to negligent construction and bamboo scaffolding. in which for almost a year, they said residents have been sounding the alarm on safety concerns to Hong Kong authorities about the scaffolding material used in the renovation project. Now, the construction company responsible, Prestige Construction, has prior safety offenses dating back to 2023. And of course, now 3 lead construction workers have been arrested with multiple others in connection to corruption, fraud, negligence, you name it. But here's where it gets weird. How is it that these buildings are still standing with bamboo scaffolding but never collapsed? You mean to tell me that these towers fell even though jet fuel doesn't burn steel? Very interesting. But it gets even weirder. You guys, when they first reported the death toll, they said it was 128 people, and it was reported on multiple outlets here and here. You mean to tell me that's the same time the North Tower collapsed at 128? Yeah, that's also the same time the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed last year at 1:28 a.m. That's even the same number that Luigi Mangione used in his fake ID when they caught him, 128 Sherman Place. Coincidence? I'll let you be the judge. Make sure you guys get in my Telegram where I teach you guys how to decode. Also, go to my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, but let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
Shout out to Maverick Approach for saying the quiet part out loud. How are those buildings still standing? Which many people have been saying for the past 20 years.
I want to read everybody some snippets from the plot of the movie Terminator Genesis. It doesn't have any relation to anything that is going on today. It's just very interesting, and I think it's important that everybody knows the plot of this movie, Terminator Genesis. So in the movie, Skynet is the original artificial intelligence that becomes self-aware and triggers Judgment Day. Skynet then evolves and rebrands itself as Genesis. Genesis is presented to the public as a revolutionary, benevolent operating system that connects all devices worldwide, phones, computers, military systems, etc., into one unified cloud-based platform, essentially the ultimate smart system. Now, in the movie, Skynet's strategy is to achieve singularity, not through a military defense network, no, but, and here it is, ladies and gentlemen, by disguising itself as a consumer product that everyone voluntarily connects to, making resistance almost impossible once it goes live. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads so that they could not buy or sell, sounds like a consumer product to me, unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. The Lord Jesus Christ told us that the last days would be like it was in the days of Noah, because the enemy is creating his own version of mankind. He is creating his own version of Eden, and that version of mankind will connect to him through his own version of the Holy Spirit. Even though we don't see anything like this movie plot in our real world, I wonder, just theoretically, if we were to, I wonder if people would go along with it because it's cool and convenient and it helped with their homework. I wonder if people would root it on because of the person that's coming out with it. I wonder if they would be blind to what is actually playing out right in front of their eyes. Satan doesn't have any new tricks. That's why we are circling back to Genesis. So the same lie that was told in the garden, ye shall be as gods, will be the lie that will be told during the tribulation. It will be his version of eternity, and again, it will appease to the flesh. It will appease to the world. You can live forever. You can have knowledge surpassing your wildest dreams because now you're going to be connected to the source of knowledge. And for anybody who's unaware, singularity refers to a hypothetical, so don't worry guys, it's not real. Nobody's talking about this. Future point when artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence, leading to rapid and uncontrollable technological growth. This scenario could, maybe might, result in machines that could autonomously improve themselves, fundamentally transforming human civilization in unpredictable ways. It is Skynet's strategy to achieve singularity, not through a military defense network, but by disguising itself as a consumer product that everyone voluntarily connects to. Satan is smart, he is clever, and he is crafty. And in these last days, we are going back to Genesis, and it will be the same lie. Ye shall be as gods. I just have a feeling that next year is going to be a very interesting year.
I totally agree. Shout out to Ashley Hayes. I think that's the missing piece right there. We talk about Skynet all the time, but we never talk about Genesis, aka Skynet 2.0. I like how she lined up the correlation. What's the odds of them naming something like that from a movie?
We have an interesting video coming out of Arizona, specifically the area of Sonoran National Monument. A couple of hikers came across something that looks like a secret lab or facility. It literally has a lock on one of the rocks where it should. This is weird. Take a look at this. Comment below. Tell me what.
Now the question is, what was behind that door? Shout out to the Paranormal link. Shout out to Juan Bergman, making a lot of, connecting a lot of dots that just blew my mind as well. Is this a case of predictive programming when it comes to the World Economist magazine? This isn't the first time we've seen this type of cover.
Aspiring social media influencer Keith Castillo is going viral right now for handing out machetes, booze, and cigarettes to homeless people. Castillo, who goes online by the username POV Wolfie, posted a video on Thanksgiving Day of him handing out the deadly weapons to the homeless community, and a woman even asks him for one more. The video is just one in a whole series he calls Keeping the Homeless in the Streets. He's visited Austin, Little Rock, New Orleans, and says he plans to hit Las Vegas, New York, and Skid Row in LA next. He told the New York Post he purchased the machetes in bulk from Harbor Freight for less than $5 each. Castillo claims he also talked to police who assured him he's not doing anything illegal. He also didn't seem too concerned with handing out alcohol to potential substance abusers, saying, "Honestly, I don't care, bro. It's good for the clicks and views, you know? Gotta do what we have to so we eat." The Austin, Little Rock, and New Orleans police departments did not respond to requests for comment from the New York Post.
It just shows you a lot of people out here doing a lot of things for likes and clicks. And unfortunately, it seems like the homeless is at their disposal. Imagine how many more clicks he would have gotten if he would have just handed out food. Maybe some socks. Maybe a Bible? I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below.
You got Christ right there. That's him inside the Vesica Pisces. The is 265 divided by 153. They caught 153 fish when Jesus told them to cast their net. Because it's geometry. The same geometry was used to build this structure. This used to be called St. James. That's why that's like an S right there. with a J. We got the crest on it with the Templar cross at the top. This is right across the street. Delaware and Marshall Street, the firehouse. See, they still got that copper roof in the back on it. Yeah, it says Delaware Ave. They got all kinds of faces hanging off this structure. You got the beavers up here. This was all a trade route for fur, so that's why you got the beavers up there. This giant church right here, St. James. There's one of them pine trees. You know this pine tree where it came from, the medicinal properties. The leaf's still on it. Them pine needles do not fall off. They're going to be right outside your churches because these plants would have been used for healing. Just like in Scripture, Revelation 22:2, the leaves of the trees are for the healings of the nations. That's why you'll have certain trees like this planted outside of these buildings. Mary right here. This is supposed to be a Roman Catholic church. That's the Templar cross up at the top. The Knights Templar. This is how all the roofs looked. Green with original copper. It'd be shining up here like a penny. This is all oxidized right now. It's oxidized because they took the wireless free energy off the building, and it allows them in and strip all this metal. And that's why it rusts and oxidizes. So you can see how when the building gets shut down, the blocks start to rust themselves. You see that block turns brown, that block turned brown, this one turned brown. That's because the metals in this block are oxidizing. That's iron in these blocks, turning that color rust. If anybody knows the color of iron when it rusts, it's that color. The same way your iron rails would rust. This thing would have been hooked up to the ether. That's why you got them peaks right there. Peaks, that's a special concrete up there. Conducts electricity. The higher you go into the air, there's more voltage up there. 65 degrees south. When the sun comes up from the east, the lights go through that side, will illuminate the whole inside of the structure with the stained glass. That's why some of these buildings are faced certain directions. All right, the sunlight would come right up from the east, right? Shining through the windows. That's why you got these stained glass up in here, shining right through all this. That's why you got these protective glasses over it so they don't break anymore, because all this glass was fragile. And you'd have the different color spectrum inside the church, all the different wavelengths. Them subparticle frequencies would interact with the organ pianos. That's why the back window is this sound octave, because sound and light, when paired together, creates a harmonic resonance if it's in sacred geometric proportions.
Shout outs to Indios 369, breaking it down with these old healing centers in upstate New York. Like, everything he says makes total sense. I feel like this information is priceless.
Watch my boy tag the moon with a laser and stick around, because you're gonna see the world record for how far a laser can touch. Remember, the moon is a supposed 239,000 kilometers away. This is the world record for a laser. It's 137 miles. That's the world record. The world record distance is 137 miles, and this guy is clearly hitting the moon. That is 239,000 miles away. Now, either this is a new world record, or we're just lied to about how far the moon is. I'm gonna go with option 2, because the moon is absolutely not 239,000 miles away. That is a lie. All of our ancestors knew this. That's why the sun and the moon are the same size, just the way it looks, the same distance away from the earth. Those pesky 33rd degree Freemasons, those are the ones that hide the truth. Those are the ones that lie to you. In their art, the sun and the moon is within the firmament above, the same size, the same distance away from the earth, exactly what we observe with our own 2 eyes. And you guys are still like, no, it's 200, the sun is 93 million miles away. It's a million times bigger than the earth. No, you're dumb. That's not the truth at all. This is the truth, and they put it right in your face. This is 1,000% evidence of this. The lasers landing on the moon, it's not 235,000 kilometers away. You've been lied to. Wake up. Don't be a sheep. Peace and love.
How is that even possible? That's insane. 85 miles, 137 kilometers. Shout out to Sheldon Soraya 369.
I don't blame people for thinking aliens made this at all. If you compare it to our art, to nail perfect symmetry, you need to know math and geometry at an expert level. You need to be able to get a big piece of rock out of the ground. You need to know geology and have the tools to do that, and then organize enough people to move it to a place where you can carve it. Listen to how ridiculous our view of this actually is, because we consider this a myth. If one of these guys said, we need to divert all resources to making a 20-foot granite statue of me, are you down? These guys had such a deep understanding of reality, they could communicate their entire philosophy via art and embed science and everything they studied into it. We're just now catching up because we have a language to explain it now. Meanwhile, they just demonstrated it in stone. Tons of it can only be understood from the sky. That's if you can read the language, which just so happens to be the only language that the universe speaks, geometry. Words can be misinterpreted. What cannot is a universal law carved in stone with art. There's also a concept here that's being communicated. Lurking behind the garbage we've been sold is the actual potential of the human mind. To unlock that potential, I'd show you how much they actually did and what's possible. Then I'd explain their understanding of reality and how they translated that into form. Then I'd explain the philosophy that unlocked their mind and mobilized their populations. Then building macro devices to connect and evolve consciousness collectively might make sense. That is the type of conscious content I try and develop. Everything I cover here is going to eventually be a free video on here. This year, I'm at 400 videos. It's my personal mission to entertain you while liberating this information from the death grip of time. To do that, I have to travel and talk to experts and locals and watch a whole bunch of boring long videos. I know I say this a lot, but my mission has not changed, which means if you support it in any way, nobody loves you more than me.
Geometry, the language of the universe, Fibonacci sequence. Shout out to baseforge.us. If y'all want to know more, make sure y'all go to his page and click the link, support. Yeah, they'll show you the garbage and hide the real stuff right in back of it, straight in plain sight.
Y'all are not gonna believe what I have to show you. And I'm not talking about the first part, I'm talking about the second part. So first things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Something is totally missed here, called brain scan, and they're talking about the super reduction in brain activity. Some of y'all aren't ready for where I'm gonna take you.
What are those holes?
Yeah, I don't like that. So what the holes mean is low activity. Compared to this one, the front part of your brain is less active than it should be. With your frontal lobes as they work now, it would be harder to manage stress.
So specifically the frontal cortex, right? And again, remember he said harder to reduce or deal with stress. Okay, completely unrelated, and it's very important you understand that it's completely unrelated. Let's look at how the brain works. Pay no attention to what's behind the screen right here. And again, unrelated. So we know it's been declassified by a certain project where they would do mind control past and future. This is Harvard, by the way. So hypothetically, what would happen to someone's brain if they endured very, very, very crazy things? Marked hypoactivity and gray matter volume loss, 11 to 12. By the way, that's not extra activity, that's less activity. So if something very, very traumatic happened to Kardashian, the front of her brain would work less than normal people's. Hippocampus, we have memory loss and memory problems.
Hey, sports.
That just can't be.
If I remember anything about the Kardashian, it's that she can't remember a dang thing, and of course she can't even come to terms with anything real. And completely unrelated again, narcissists actually, in their brain, their frontal cortex is way less active than normal people as well. Unrelated from her. All we're doing is learning in this video.
Oh man, this is really getting Black Mirror-ish. Shout out to the Real Moon Henry. I think 2026 is going to be filled with smart brain chips. It's definitely on the horizon.
Ever wonder why you can't resist the urge to come back every day? Haha, it's all by design. You think you're choosing the drink? But the drink is choosing you. The sweetness is engineered to hijack your brain. and you still call it a treat. Every pump, every swirl, carefully crafted to keep you hooked forever. This isn't flavor, it's chemical obedience. Sugar, flavors, stimulants, all carefully engineered to make you crave more than you did yesterday. And tomorrow, you'll be right back for more. You're already infected. Brain rot reels.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the deep dive. If you enjoyed this video, please consider to give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Shout outs to all the reactors. Thanks again. Till next time.